Live.
Yeah, we live. Episode 3, Go Home Show. How you guys feeling?
I'm feeling good. How's y'all weekend?
Weekend was lit. 420 was lit. Very good success. Still recovering.
Yeah, how we stumbled into a new weekend? I don't even remember last weekend. And I'm not even joking.
We are in the end game now. No spoilers though. No spoilers. Fun week in the WWE. Fun couple of weeks in the WWE. The SuperStar Shakeup. How'd you guys feel? How'd you like this shake?
Oh, we not introducing ourselves anymore?
Nah, I think everybody knows us. Malcolm, Teddy Lucid, Chris, Blackheart.
I'm just saying, you know.
I mean, it's Money Malcolm.
It's Teddy Lucid.
I just want some respect. So they call me Chris. Just let it be known, people. Just let it be fucking known.
Like, yo, Chris.
It's that kind of Friday.
It is.
Yeah, it's a wacky tacky Friday, guys. So bear with us, but we're gonna have fun tonight.
I mean, it was a wacky tacky shakeup.
Yeah, it was wacky tacky. It was like that SpongeBob episode with everybody in the office and the fire, especially because everybody had to go back and like switch places. But we're going to touch on that in a minute.
What a waste.
SuperStar Shakeup for real. How'd you guys like it? What do you guys think of the shakeup?
If we going to start with Raw,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it spiced things up a bit.
I mean, hold up. Nah.
We're
gonna start with the A show. The
Yes.
true A show now.
I want it to be
Down Live. No, we're not going on this Monday, Tuesday.
I want it to be nice about it.
No. Fuck that. Everybody knows SmackDown officially became the fucking A show. Well overdue.
It's the $1 million show.
It's the $1 million show. It always has been.
20 years in the making.
Okay? In a couple of months, it's about to be lit on Fox. Friday nights are going to get lit. And now Raw can still deal with their 3-hour shenanigans. That's all needs to be said.
I mean, what was your best call-up for SmackDown?
Everybody.
Yeah, I think everybody that went to SmackDown was really, like, they needed that.
You mean the fact that El Idolo really didn't leave SmackDown?
Shout out to Charlotte. Let's just get it out the way. Shout out to Charlotte.
I wonder how that went over with her. Because I know they recently...
Or under.
Tranquilo.
I mean, depending how you want to look at it.
Yeah. Like,
Hold on. Hey.
She was like, can we get our flights to where we're taping next week? No, I'm on Monday night. Monday night?
Wait, what? Oh, no. I got to talk to my dad, Rick.
Oh, no, baby. What are you doing?
It's like, what's going on, baby girl? It's just like, Dad, you need to do something. You need to talk to Vince. I got it.
I got a feeling Rick was more mad. Like, no, whoa. Because he looked like he likes Andrade, so he's probably like, no.
Because Andrade can wrestle. And I think, like, if you're going to, like, touch a Flair, you got to know how to work. Like, get it done in the ring. Especially, like, really good.
You got to do it with Flair.
My baby only gets the best.
You can't be like Kurt Hawkins touching Charlotte Flair.
And then, but you know what? That also started a ripple effect, though, because he went back. Zelina went back.
Mm.
And then that causes Aleister Black to go apparently being officially drafted to Raw to SmackDown.
I feel like they should have split them up in the first place. So I feel like that was a necessary evil.
I mean,
Ricochet and Aleister.
But I mean, they got over a bit with the tag team.
Hold on. What are you talking about?
I wanted them like split up.
Split who up?
Aleister and Ricochet. They were fine.
I'm fine with the split, but because Andrade went over to SmackDown, Zelina's married to Aleister.
So everybody, come on.
Everybody was just like, Vince is trying to keep track. It's just like, yo, we're gonna have to start putting some type of
you
like.
You know what Vince McMahon was? He was like the high school principal. He didn't know like who was dating and like where the couples
was. That was a thing. Now it has to be a thing.
Who you think broke it down to him that which is which couple wise?
Had to be Triple H because Triple H is in the know. He got his ear in the streets.
He was like, no, you can't do that.
He was like, yo, Vince, they married.
The social media team told him that's what happened.
He probably didn't even know Naomi and Jimmy was married and stuff.
He was like, I thought she was married to Jay. I can't tell. God damn it.
Oh man, I mean, it did help out Raw tag team wise.
Yeah, Raw. I don't know, Raw. Raw's gonna be in a like since we talked about SmackDown's becoming $1 million show. Raw's gonna be an interesting boat to see what it's gonna look like now that not all hands on deck is gonna be on Monday night now. Like, can they do their own thing? Like, what like niche are they gonna like carve out going forward?
You know, the word backstage was always that SmackDown was the fun show.
With the wrestling show.
You know,
Now it might be flipped because
Yeah.
now Vince is like, we on Fox. Like this ain't sci-fi.
No, but I heard that SmackDown's gonna be like cause that's gonna be a sports show. Like that's the reason Fox picked them up.
Yeah.
Even though they sent AJ to Raw, you know, I guess they had to.
I felt like that was a mistake too. I didn't really like AJ Styles going to Raw so prematurely.
Yeah.
And especially with Roman Reigns coming, that was like I think we talked about it earlier. That was like the most easy built-in feud that there was no story. Like the storyline was built already. Like I was here, you're not going to come take over my show. I built this, and then after AJ gets done, everybody then send him to Raw.
What is our motto here?
Long-term booking.
Exactly. Something's. Just expect something to happen. Maybe Survivor Series.
Oh yeah, because now he has to go against the house that he built. He
But
like,
they did have to give Seth something to work with
true.
for the summertime.
That is true. I just felt like it was so easy. Like Styles been on SmackDown since the original Shakeup. He's been the guy carrying it. So especially with them moving to Fox and like all the new people coming, it was just so easy. Like you guys not going to come in here now that we're starting to get big and everything. You guys are not just going to come in here to like take over what I built.
I feel like the angle though with AJ going to Raw, every time he gets in a feud now, it's like, well, you're not on SmackDown no more.
That's true. That if they
They're
do
gonna
it like
be like,
that,
this is
I'd be
the
lit.
flagship show. This is the real show. This is where the big boys at. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Only till like September.
Exactly. Because October rolls around. I think it was the first week of October. I think they were
Going to Fox.
Yeah. Friday nights.
There's the fall. Anybody else from Raw that you like that came over or SmackDown?
I mean, it was a nice move for Naomi because like SmackDown's women's division is stacked.
That's the NXT Women's Championship show. Like almost everybody on that show has won that title.
Oh my goodness.
They breathed some light with the tag team division with the Usos going
Yeah.
there.
And to be honest, I actually wasn't expecting Roman to
Jump.
I
thought he was.
I thought he was gonna stay and then maybe probably do something with the Usos later. I think that would have been dope.
I think probably the Nia Jax injury probably derailed that because they would have had like the Samoan powerhouse stable. So if all pieces would have been in play, they probably would have maybe would have stayed.
No love for Tamina.
Nah, but poor Nia though, she's
What?
out. She's gonna be out at least until next year.
Because she had an ACL.
She tore both.
Ooh, damn.
So she's fucked. She ain't gonna be showing up at least until 2020. Like full blown, like it's a definitely like recovery.
Damn.
Cesaro going to Raw.
I like it.
I think that wasn't meant to happen because that was also a last minute shift because the bar was gonna stay in SmackDown. And I believe Sheamus is dealing with like concussion issues. So
might as well get him like do it.
a lot of these injuries and a lot of like last minute stuff has really changed everything up.
Yeah, a lot of people don't even know that. The reason that Sheamus was put tag team wise was because he's dealing with a back injury as well. So like that just helped him out. So he was dealing with that since last year.
He's actually been dealing with this his whole life. I think he has it's called spinal synostosis or something like that.
That's spinosis.
So
That's spaghetti.
Yeah.
That's spaghetti.
So it's kind of like really like one bad bump, can literally fuck your whole shit up.
RP the bar.
Yeah.
Now the bar was lit I would say the bar from like two people and a few that people really tuned out. They got a tag team They got a tag team out of it that people actually did care about in the end. Yeah. So kudos to the creative team. We don't say that a lot, but when
they had a nice run on SmackDown with the Usos and New Day. It was just like.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing too. Is like, do you want to really put the bar back on Raw? Like, keep flip flopping them. Like, you know what they are now. Like, might as well just.
My thing is like, if you're definitely doing something with Cesaro as a singles competitor,
then yeah,
I really hope that they really put him in there. Like he's somewhere in the top card instead of floating in what they call purgatory mid card.
The Brass Ring Club.
I mean, yeah, Samoa Joe is the champion over there mid card wise. So
yeah, I mean, but at the same time, I'm fine with that. But it's just sometimes they just have guys go in there, and there's just like nothing.
Just do fuck all. Just have a match, and then
you end up being like Shinsuke Nakamura.
I keep forgetting he's still wrestling. That was my boy. But I liked everything from both. I think SmackDown. I think Finn Balor definitely needed that transplant to the blue brand.
Yeah.
Speaking of the blue brand, how you felt about Kyrie?
Oh, I like it. I thought she was gonna come up with Io, but It is what it is.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm definitely cool with that.
Maybe because there's business for Sherrod down in NXT. That
I also don't get Paige being a manager for them.
I know
It
why.
seems kind of a little awkward.
They
Well,
have-
she's like the NXT advocate.
It's kind
She's
of like
the
there's
Paul
like
Heyman.
nothing. It's like there's really nothing for her. She's still in the contract.
I get why though, because they don't get over talking wise well. But I feel like they shouldn't let Paige be like talking and like go to do a match, whatever. Like let them, say a few things. But she could be their mouthpiece. But
She
not,
could be the mouthpiece. I
not that
definitely
much.
agree with that. But it's like I don't see any connection there. That's for me. That's the problem. If you're
Other
gonna
than NXT.
make her the mouthpiece, I feel like you have to put some sort of centerpiece into it. Like, okay, this is gonna be a focal point of our show, of our tag team division for the women. There might be some sort of language barrier. Let's put Paige there. There has to be something there. I don't want to see something like 2 minutes of you kind of just running and flapping your gums. For what? And I'm like, what am I getting? What are you trying to present me?
You know what I feel like that too? I may be in the wrong. I may be in the minority, but I feel like that way about these Sami Zayn promos. Like,
Wait, nah.
what do you mean?
You're not liking them?
Dude, I'm loving
I'm
it.
I
loving
like
it.
the ending. You know what it is?
Go to hell.
I like the message.
Go to hell.
It's too long.
No.
Some of them are too long.
I am in love with it. I think they picked up with it before he went down with the injury.
Oh, still keeping a heel persona.
Yeah.
Like, ticked off.
He came in and he's just like, oh, you guys really love me, but guess what? I don't give a fucking rat's ass about you people. I was great 10 months away from WWE.
He burnt
Oh, with the little
Montreal.
hammock and everything. That was funny though. He was like, "Look at this smile." He's like, I was happy.
It's like now I'm here and it's just like creative has nothing for me. You people suck. It was just like, oh, this is fantastic.
I love it.
This was definitely fantastic.
Not like seeing Sami Zayn, but I don't know. Just like sometimes, like the crowd, like dies a little in the middle, so it comes off a little weird when you're watching and just him ramble. But the message and the promo.
If I
are
may
good.
quote a great man named Bad Luck Fale,
Okay.
fuck him.
Okay. True. I also like Ember Moon.
Fuck him.
Also like Ember Moon on SmackDown Live. I think she's gonna do wonders.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that division really.
They need a shift. They needed that shift very, very badly.
And they got it. Ember Moon.
Did you
Bayley.
feel like they take too much off Raw? Because SmackDown's like stuck.
I feel like Raw can handle because Raw.
I'm
has
talking
so-
about women's.
women's wise.
Yeah.
Because over there now is Becky, Riot,
Lacey.
maybe, but that's the thing is like they'll come up with something. They can always call up somebody here and there.
Actually, isn't Becky still officially SmackDown?
I think she's as long as she got the title, she's both. Kind of like
That I know.
Oh
but
yeah, but she's still SmackDown.
she's still SmackDown.
So I think they're gonna use now if she's as long as she carries both of them, use her star power to bolster up both divisions. But it is what it is. I like
I didn't
it.
even mention my favorite pick to go to SmackDown besides Roman was Bayley.
Yeah, I think she needed that. I felt bad though because now with the whole Sasha thing, I felt like Sasha needed like a breath of fresh air from everybody. Like
Yeah.
be away from like any of the horsewomen. Just do your own thing. And now she's not there. So
But you know what though?
Mhm.
Random bold prediction:
real bold, real bold.
Sasha wins the Money in the Bank. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I had Bayley. But, we could
She
get it.
loses
Wait, let's wait. We're gonna get into
No.
the Money in the
I'm
Bank.
just saying. Just saying. I'm just saying.
What you gonna say, Malcolm?
Oh nah. I was gonna say we're gonna talk about Money in the Bank a little later on, but you probably not wrong on your theory there, Chris. I feel like some of the rumors stuff that been happening backstage, Vince is he's gonna capitalize on that, like the Luke Harper thing. Don't be surprised if something comes up on that now.
Well, the last thing I heard about Luke is, as much as he wants to leave,
He's gonna Rey Mysterio
It's-
and the Neville.
it's not happening. Because I think they're also putting effect the time that he was injured. So I think they added some more time into that contract, which they
6
could do.
months.
Yeah. I think he got burned when he had that singles run. I think it was fantastic. I think that should have been left that way. But now it's kind of like they did a little tease, especially with him and Braun at the that's whatever battle royal that makes no sense to have at all. It's just a time filler. for the pre-show for about 30 minutes is a waste of time.
That make no sense.
To add an extra hour to WrestleMania. Oh, I can keep going.
Andre the Giant is rolling over his grave. Roy Rumble.
He only has a half.
Yeah.
He only running half.
Who I'll say, I think my MVP of the picks, the most underrated pick to SmackDown is the best kept secret, Buddy Murphy. Ooh. I think he's gonna do wonders in SmackDown. He's gonna do wonders.
Yes.
I love Buddy. Buddy Murphy can get it done.
Him and Finn Balor.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like SmackDown, they got some heavy hitters. Like SmackDown really has the card. Like if you like wrestling, you enjoy wrestling, and you enjoy like what they do in the ring, SmackDown should be the show, and it should be the show that they.
And it's about time, but I know that they needed to bolster that roster up for Fox because they're gonna be separate. Mm-hmm. Like I think more now is definitely gonna be okay. It is gonna be Team SmackDown, Team Raw. I
feel like people don't watch SmackDown as much as Raw, so people complain a lot about the product. Hopefully,
like Vince.
Hopefully now they watching SmackDown and see it's like, well, there's one show that's really wrong, and this show's been getting it done for like almost 3 years now. And then you got NXT actually, they flourishing over there. 205 is doing, whatever they think. But it's really Raw's the problem.
Even NXT UK, they doing their thing out there across the pond.
It's just like, I guess, the Raw's the main show, so everybody's easy to attack that and forget about everything else that's going good and just be like, well, WWE is trash right now. So
first of all, like, I want to touch up on that. I think I'm not saying that it's crazy that they did it, but they really did nothing with sanity. I think it was
so fucked up.
I think it was needed for them to just completely disband the whole thing. What they're going to do with Eric Young on Raw is going to be interesting. I think with Killian Dane, I think he's a big money player, so I'm expecting him to, that's too much of a high expectation. But I would love for him to kind of literally get some shine. Mm-hmm. Same thing with my girl Nikki Cross.
Yeah, I wonder they're gonna do a hug because she's still free agent. She hasn't had a brand yet. I don't think that she's.
I think
she's supposed to be officially SmackDown.
Mm. You think they slowly built in something with her? Because they have been doing like promos and stuff, like sort of like what they did with Lacey and stuff.
Long-term booking for Lacey, that's what it
was. We seen it coming.
A long-term booking.
It was long-term booking, but I know they're very high on her. Everyone backstage, Vince, creative, they have really, really, really big high hopes for Lacey Evans, and I think it's for her. Her character.
I was about to say that character.
From
really
down
good.
when she was in NXT, and then coming up, like I really love her because she can easily play the baby face and the heel. And she's we're also transitioning into that that part in society, women's rights, being independent, and I think with her being a real life, Marine. She really has like that Southern Belle aura to her, and that's what she is.
Definitely agree.
She had a good match on Raw.
Yeah.
She stumbled a bit with the finisher, but it was just jitters. That was it.
She's no Sasha Banks though, but
kick her while she's down.
Oh, she's done that plenty of times.
I kind of miss Sasha.
I mean, I don't know who's botched more moves. Brie Bella or Sasha Banks.
Much more.
Who gave us more classics though?
Oh, that is a great one.
Sasha.
But Brie kind of did it all in one night, so she outshined Sasha by a mile. I don't know anyone who has messed up back-to-back suicide dives from the ropes. I was just like, you're gonna kill yourself.
She gotta be careful with that. I remember, and it's the other two. It's the like Big E. It's that
Yeah, Big E. He scared him a couple of times.
But that the dive through the middle rope, like it was like I remember one pay-per-view where it really looked like his neck was like.
Yeah, I was like, bro,
and that's a big dude.
Yeah,
that's with your neck like that. But Superstar Shakeup was lit. But now we gotta get into the nitty gritty.
But hold on though, are we not gonna talk about that one tag team?
Well, that's what I was about to say. That's the nitty gritty. This is like the talk of the town.
That's the juice.
What are we talking about?
The experience.
The Viking
the one and only
experience.
The Viking experience. First thoughts when you heard it, Malcolm. First thoughts.
Trash. Obviously, whoever was up top, they nothing about them at all. They seen them guys in their costumes, probably like, Viking experience.
I don't think it was nothing about them. I think it was that 3-letter word with the whole PG thing.
Yeah, they had a whole big thing on the whole.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
apparently the whole war thing.
So I don't know if that went over well. And the thing is too, like we always talked about, Vince doesn't watch NXT.
Some say he has, some say he hasn't. We cannot confirm or deny those sources.
I think he watches Takeover.
Watches
Probably.
Takeover.
But
Whatever.
he is aware. But from what I heard, it was kind of like a last minute thing. Like they definitely wanted to change the name, and I really want to know who the fuck really came up with the Viking experience. And this was actually probably the first time that they were like, "Wow, this was not received well at all."
It was horrible.
You know, we have to change this. And then next week, give us, what was it, the Viking Raiders?
Somewhat okay.
It's still a mouthful, but the one thing, even if they were the Viking experience, God, I want to forget about that.
Also want to know too if the name change was trying to catch on the going Game of Thrones hype.
No, there's just
Really?
somebody was just trying too hard.
Okay.
But I think with them, they were kind of like one of those very few exceptions that talent can honestly outshine what the name was.
And make the name better.
I talked about the episode before. How
Yeah.
they was going to translate them in and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then what I also find it very weird, they're still the NXT Tag Team Champions.
And
Yeah.
the belt has not been seen.
And it really hasn't been seen on top. And
Mentioned either. I think maybe when they came out, they said, this is the NXT tag team.
yeah, but it's kind of like, just to show the titles is fine. Even spoilers, even from the tapings down in,
Full Sail.
at Full Sail, spoiler, they still have their titles. So I don't know what the plan is. So that's, for me, there's a huge question mark. But if you're gonna still show them as the tag team champions down in NXT, I think they should literally be on the main roster with it.
Yeah.
Do y'all feel with all this heat that they got in traction that benefited them actually with that bad name?
Maybe because people are going to rally around them now just to make sure they aren't, like, buried. Because like Chris said, they are really, like, good. I remember when Chris brought me to Final Battle, what was it, like, last year? That was, like, my first...
Yeah.
That was my first time checking
It was
them
at
out.
Global Wars.
There we go. So that was my first time checking out War Machine. But yeah, they really, like, their talent is really good. So I guess it's a little bit of both. Like, people saying you're gonna turn the Viking experience.
Yeah, they had a really good following. So I'm glad a lot of people legit voiced their opinions, because it was just so bad, man. It was fucking brutal.
Nah, it was really, like, the experience. Like, who?
I was just like, is Velveteen Dreams gonna be up on
Yeah.
this?
We already have an
The
experience.
The purple experience.
The Viking experience.
I mean, that was all that was missing, to be honest.
They was gonna call them the Berserkers too, but
Yeah, there was a list of fucking names, and I'm like, stop. Stop. Like, are you just fucking picking random shit that you guys just saw at like a bus stop, and you're like, what is this? What is this? Vikings. That's what.
That's
they
not like a
are.
museum exhibit.
It
Like
is an
some
experience. Like,
natural
no.
history museum shit. Like, they just the Viking experience.
It's like, no.
That's their name, the Berserkers. But hopefully,
Trash.
the Viking. I think their finisher has the experience. I think that's a little tongue in cheek.
Oh yeah, they use that Viking experience for the finisher.
See, so he got his experience in there.
Oh boy.
He was like, "We're not getting rid of the name, damn it."
Let me see who else we have. That was
Glad they didn't trademark that shit.
yeah. Like you said, there's been backlash before in WWE, and that was like real backlash. Like, nobody was having it, from like the people that defend WWE to people who hate WWE. Nobody was defending that. I think maybe Michael Cole was trying to defend it, but even he was like, "This is trash."
It was like, what is this?
Michael Cole came and played over. Like, nah.
Who do I think might be a big thing? We talked about AJ Styles. Cedric Alexander. I feel like he may fall into that role, like Buddy Murphy. Not as good, but gives another guy with good in-ring work.
But I'm also
to mix
very
it up.
curious, because they're kind of just like breaking up this 205 thing.
Yeah, there's like 5 people left. What's going on?
It's about to be 5 live. It's 5 people live.
That's basically it.
They took every champion they ever had off the roster. I'm like, what's
Maybe
going
that's
on?
the promotion because I was seeing that too. Like the two people that held the belt that year got promoted. So I guess if you win the championship, the cruiserweight championship, then you're in line for like a shaking up into a brand. So
I think it's. I still think it's stupid.
that show needs to be on TV somehow, some way. It needs to be on TV.
I think they are going to change that.
Get them on some.
Yeah, I think that
Fox
was
Sports 2.
Yeah, that was something that was in the pipeline. I don't know if it's official tissue yet, but that's something that was definitely in the pipeline.
Because that show because the thing they do good work, but then nobody
watches them.
Yeah,
and there's been a lot of times I've gone to a lot of SmackDown events, and once the live show is over, some people just start to just hit up the exits. It's like 2:05. It's like, God, I don't want to watch this. I don't even know who these people are. It's like, come on, Brad, let's go. I don't want to watch this. Okay, we have school tomorrow.
I mean, that's what happens when you throw them on the pre-show matches. Like at Mania, they should have thrown that Tony Nese and Buddy Murphy match.
No, they do this shit every year.
Yeah, where it gets, like, the
every year, and they've done that the last 2 years.
That was why Neville had like the big stink with them.
Yeah, down in Orlando, like they went on first.
And he realized he was gonna get paid, like if he was on the
yeah,
show.
Him and Austin Aries.
That's right though. Like if we're gonna, cause they always say that the pre-show is the main show, so pay us like that.
Exactly, and they got shit for it.
I don't think they was on the DVD either. I don't think.
No, they didn't.
They wasn't on the DVD.
No, they really didn't. It wasn't on DVD. They didn't get any royalties off of it.
Damn.
There's y'all going on first. We'll see how this works out.
On first, no DVD.
But it was a really great match too.
The events was like Pyro, Cruiserweight.
Not worth it. I still need these funds to support this XFL venture. The second time
around the XFL. But with the shaking up, everything's been shaken up. I kind of like how things have shaken up. I kind of like how the title programs for both brands kind of is a fresh story, and I'm kind of intrigued on both. I'm really intrigued on one championship feud, and I'm kind of intrigued on both. So I say kudos. How you guys feel about which?
I think eventually with the AJ Seth thing, AJ's gonna have to.
Do you think it was a little premature? I think it was premature.
So. Yeah. I think it was definitely rushed.
But it was good to get the ball rolling and keep people hooked.
Well, they kind of really had to do that.
I think they did that because they see what's going on Raw. It's losing traction, so they're like, yo, we gotta throw AJ.
Well, it's even the same thing on SmackDown right now with. I felt that was way too rushed with KO and Big O and Kofi. And
2 weeks, right?
It was kind of like, yo, he was good. Like 2 weeks, you build something up, and then the next week is like, all right, cool. Like
Thanos snap.
Yeah.
I think they said Bryan's injury. I think it was worse.
Yeah, they still haven't disclosed exactly what's going on with him.
Not the new Daniel Bryan.
But I kind of would have loved to have seen at least a few more weeks. Give me 2 months.
Yeah, get Kevin Owens throwing pancakes.
Yeah, like I would have. I think I would have. I love that comedic side of him.
And then to jump straight back into the Prize Fighter KO.
Exactly.
Some people hated it. People was going crazy on Twitter about it. I'm like, come on.
These are the same people that don't know what the fuck they want.
They don't know what they want. As Brian said, fickle.
They are fickle.
Fickle.
I miss the new Daniel Bryan. Hopefully the old Daniel Bryan injuries is not affecting him because the new Daniel Bryan was lit.
Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
But nah, Money in the Bank is looking lit. I kind of like all the matches that's been announced so far.
I'm liking how they didn't slide Roman straight into the main event picture.
You know what I would have loved to see that happen and see these people that are like, yeah,
was cheering him now.
We're pro Roman right now.
That would've been lit.
Yeah, Roman Reigns, hooray! And it's like, really?
That would have been lit.
Oh, okay. So you guys were not about it before, the leukemia. And now it's like, come on.
I don't think but by the time he gets into the picture, Kofi's going to be champion.
No, I said that too when we had our predictions. I was like, if Kofi wins the title, this is not going to be like some 200, 300 reign. This is just get the strap, get the story. You won it. We're going to move on to some, not move on, but you're just going to be a transitional champ. Like, even when I said it, like, roll the footage.
It's going to happen.
It's going to be like Chris Benoit when he won.
I don't think he's going to lose it to KO at Money in the Bank, though.
No, I think they'll give him like
another 1 or 2.
I want to see where we at. We're approaching May. We're approaching Money in the Bank right now.
Does he walk into SummerSlam with it?
No.
Okay.
I think it might be a possibility. I think they might hold it off till then. I don't know what they will do before then, but I say expiration date will definitely be SummerSlam.
Yeah,
it depends how things happen to work out and how things happen to shape up. But I give it the expiration date of SummerSlam.
I feel the same way. I feel like either he's not going to be champion after SummerSlam, but he may or may not walk into SummerSlam with champion. But after SummerSlam, Kofi's gonna be no champ again. But it was good. It was fun while it lasted, so I'll enjoy it.
I do have a thing. What do you guys feel about Bray Wyatt's new gimmick?
I love it.
I saw the picture. I like it.
I remember when I started seeing the vignettes first. And I'm like,
it was, you know what it was too? It reminded me, it was the fucking Funkasaurus swerve. Almost, kinda.
It reminded me of that old show they used to have on ABC back when it was TGI Fridays. Remember Dinosaur?
The dinosaurs with the it was like the Simpsons, but there was like the puppet. Okay.
I mean, we might have some listeners that don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I show my age, but that show was definitely lit at the time. But seeing the actual first promo with it, I was like, this can be something genius.
This is actually more disturbing than
it really is.
One.
But at the same time, there's been some concerns because apparently there's been people
might get too much Blue's Clues, like you might get a little goofy.
Yeah, no. Some people having some issues thinking that, they're like, oh, we have a cult leader for children now.
But that's the whole point.
Yeah,
no, but the shareholders,
shareholders, you know how we have the kiddies now. They're like, oh man, we can't do this. You guys got to pull the plug.
Vince fought it off though. That's how you know they got something big planned for him. He fought it off.
I really like this take on Bray Wyatt. Like you said, like a cult leader to kids.
It's a fresh breath air. I mean,
he's in shape. You see him?
Yeah, he's shape.
Yeah,
that's the 12 rounds with JoJo.
Exactly.
That's them 12 rounds with JoJo.
He's just like, yo, I'm not trying to have this dad bod.
JoJo do it to you.
You know, it would be great
if he get bold with it.
If at the time when there's like a really big, nice push, somehow as a focal point is like they bring JoJo in and the kid with this gimmick.
Long term
bring the family, bring the whole family.
Exactly.
I like it. WWE, please write that down. That's lit. I like that.
But I'm hooked. I'm very intrigued.
I want to see what they do next. Because the thing about WWE, they always start off good, and then the next week, maybe tapers off. Kind of like when they started letting Matt Hardy do the broken thing. Like the first week, everybody was like, yeah, we're getting broken. And then the next week, it was like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is not. So, the real test is Monday to see what's next at the Firefly Funhouse.
Which I believe, it deserves its own season. It deserves. I think it deserves. I wouldn't say on the WWE Network, but I feel like if you were to throw like a good 15, 20 minutes on YouTube and it had like its own thing, like it's it's
a little
show, and get kind of like really intriguing with it. It'll rock.
I'm curious to know what his attire is gonna be.
Oh, he's gonna be
Blue School's good. That Blue School's get up. I like it.
You think it's gonna be the get up?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, he's gonna be coming in. What is this, Mr. Rogers get up?
One thing I want to notice too, now if once he gets to start getting the ring and start getting the feuds, will people start coming into the Firefly Funhouse? Like will a wrestler, will he invite somebody to the Funhouse? There's a lot of things they could play with this, so I'm really excited.
It's one of the better things they did on Raw in a while.
Yeah, they was thinking. They had their thinking caps on for this one. Somebody was thinking, and we're probably not gonna get a good idea till August because of this.
You think that was
until someone takes it and listens to this podcast?
You think that was Bruce?
Bruce. I don't want to give him all the credit just because they have been holding off Bray since before he.
I know he's been dealing with some injuries, but I think they also try to put some time into
bringing him back,
repackaging
he couldn't come back the same because it would have been DOA. We had enough of the popping up and Uki powers.
I felt this would have been a great transition was this match with Matt Hardy, and he got thrown into the lake of reincarnation, and somehow
haven't been seen or like
haven't been seen. And I think this would have been like a really great thing.
He even played on to it a bit when he was looking at his past self. Like,
yeah,
no more of that.
Exactly. But there's also that one time that I was also very intrigued and we never got to see, and I think I spoke about it with Sister Abigail.
Oh yeah, we talking about.
I was kind of very, very interesting, and then the mumps happened.
Meningitis. Thank you, meningitis.
There's a theory out right now. You know how the doll, there's like the girl doll that's like supposed to be Nikki, and then like the guy is supposed to be like one of the guys from Sanity.
Killian Dane?
Yeah.
I don't know. Long term
booking. Killian Dane doesn't really. Do this
but
right now.
I mean, I was like, they would be a great pair together. Even if they were to really just add those two with Bray. I don't want to say like a whole new Wyatt family type of thing.
Because you don't want to jump into the Wyatt family.
No, I think it's done. I think they need to do something completely different. They can play off of it, but it needs to be
straight up fresh.
Yeah, like do like a spin-off in some ways. Wyatt's Bunch.
Homies. The Wyatt homies.
The Brady Brunch version.
The Fly guys or something like that.
But they can get really sadistic with it, and that's the part that I'm really intrigued about the most.
Yeah, if they could get kind of like, I always felt like this too, like the new reincarnation of It. Like I always felt like if the whole movie carried the sense of that first scene, like that real creepy, this guy's creepy, he's talking to kids, like. I always said, like, if that whole movie felt like that first scene, that movie would have been classic. Because it was really disturbing, like, hearing It talk to the kids. So
they're going to have to toe that line there.
If Bray can, like, kind of, like, fuck with kids, like, come on, kids, like, you want to do this. Like, if they could do that, that would be cool.
But then it's kind of... I also get where there are concerns, because you can definitely go with that route. But then it's going to get to that point where
Bray, why are you telling my kid to stab me?
Oh, my God. And then it's just like... You get the plug pull.
Vincent, like, shut it down, damn it.
You get the Muhammad Hassan.
I was just about to say that right now. I was just about to say that.
I feel bad for him. We got to do an episode about Muhammad Hassan, man. Bad luck, man. Talk about bad luck.
It wasn't bad luck. It was just shit fucking happened. When it shouldn't have. And then, 9/11 happened, and then the heat of the whole... bombing in London, it was kind of like
and it was the same day. That's the thing with I think if that episode with Taker wasn't on the same day, he probably would have survived.
They're like, we gotta scrap this, bro.
And that and play it to the worst gimmicks.
Nah, Muhammad Hassan was lit.
I loved it. I fucking loved it.
Or just like bad timing.
It was bad timing. Because I'm trying to think too. Because even when he first started, like the gimmick was lit. Because he was like. You guys hate me, but it was like that old school heat, back in the 80s when everybody hated the fucking Sheik,
That was like go for
yeah, like it was great. Like I embraced like that kind of heat is something that you can't get, you can't teach. It's either we can make this character happen, and then boom. That's like a lot of people give Eva Marie shit.
I kind of like. I wanted to see how that was going to play out.
There was, she was not the greatest wrestler.
She wasn't. We all know that. I like
there was some signs of improvement. I definitely would give her that. But there was just like, dude, like I wish I was a professional wrestler. Could kind of get that much heat. I would have had someone assigned to her and be like, I want to make you. She literally, like, her character was possibly the most hated thing ever, and especially towards the late part of her run, where they're just like, Eva Marie is not coming out today. She is feeling under the weather and decided to go to a spa in Malibu, California, because she thinks that she is way too good to be here today. And then thank you for coming out.
After that didn't go well, like the injury or the suspension, they sort of like Alexa Bliss was a better wrestler and try to flip it on that.
But there's been some shitty gimmicks though.
No, there has been some shitty gimmicks.
Like there's some gimmicks. Like real memorable one. Like I don't know what sticks out to you as possibly one of the worst gimmicks. And to be honest,
I'll say Mr.
I also never like want to. I never really also want to make this show also like WWE heavy, But when it comes to fucking gimmicks, they fucking take the cake. Vince, early 90s was
I'm about to say early 90s. That was
early
worse gimmicks.
90s was a gold mine.
Mr. Doink.
I dig Doink the Clown, to be honest. Heel Doink was actually like...
Yeah, because I think they said he had origins like kind of like the Joker.
Yes.
Like before he like, got goofed up. Like it was really like...
And a lot of people
Joker-esque.
legit fucking hate clowns.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
You know, so... When he, you know, he had his baby face run, but when he was like a heel, like it was crazy. I still remember, like, I'm gonna say about 92, 93, he had a really big rivalry with Crush.
I remember Crush.
Yeah,
Throwback.
That's
homeboy from Hawaii.
I must say that's I think that's Macho Man's last WWE opponent, I believe, right? At WrestleMania 10 when he had the
No,
who was that then?
Macho Man was not on the card for 10. He was
Not 10, 9.
9. He wasn't commentating.
Who had
He was. I remember he was commentating on 10. In 9, he was also commentating because I remember he had this great elaborate entrance. I remember he came out with like this like metallic blue, you know,
little
get up going on.
The Macho Man.
And I think he came in on an elephant.
Oh, that's when they did the Regal Caesar.
It was at Caesar's Palace.
Oh, the worst WrestleMania ever.
I don't think it was the worst WrestleMania ever.
It was the most politic WrestleMania ever.
Why is that?
Hogan. Nigga, Hogan politic the fuck out of that main
Oh.
event.
Strong arm.
Like, that really was like, if you look at wrestling politics, just show them the ending of WrestleMania 9. Like,
Come on, Terry.
It was also like the main event wasn't that great. It was Yokozuna and Bret Hart.
mm-hmm.
And I remember Mr. Fuji came, you know,
Fuji.
R.I.P. You know, he came in, salted Bret's eyes, and then Yoko hit him up with the bonsai drop, and then somehow Hogan comes out with his black eye. Y'all remember that?
I remember that.
He came out with his fucking crazy black eye.
That's the story.
And then it was a quick boot, leg drop, over.
That was literally the end of an era. Like, after that, that's when Hogan went over to WCW. After that, Macho Man wasn't really on deck. You had the news guys coming in on Shawn Michaels.
The new generation.
Yeah, main event. Bret Hart taking over. So,
No, we'll get into that, but that was cool though. So what would you say one of your worst gimmicks was? Mine's is like Paul Burchill and that pirate.
Oh, I remember that.
And then the other dude, the Carney dude, he was like there for like 1 week or two. It was like Kazarni or something like that.
Yes, I vaguely remember.
Mm-hmm.
I remember because he had like he actually had a really dope sleeve
Mm-hmm.
on his right arm. I remember, and that was like short lived.
He had like 2 weeks on SmackDown and
Boom.
Thanos.
I wouldn't say the worst gimmick. It was Remember Nathan Jones?
Huh? He wasn't the worst.
I don't think it was a worst.
It wasn't the
gimmick.
worst gimmick, but I remember like it was a botch. Like, it did not go through as
I
planned.
don't know what the fuck happened, but
I think he was like too unsafe, and then they want to put him in front of like the Mania crowd.
He actually, I think, tore his appendix. Something happened at Mania. Remember, it was like the
I remember
handicap
he had
match.
it was a handicap,
Undertaker.
and then all of a sudden he comes out and he helps Taker. What was that WrestleMania 19? I
Yeah,
think it was?
WrestleMania 19,
A
A-Train and Big Show.
Yeah.
That did not go over well for them.
Who's in your top? What's your worst gimmicks that you didn't really get? Then like
Oh, you remember the gobbledygooker?
that's not a gimmick.
That was
that
That was-
costume.
no. Homeboy had at least a match or two. I still remember the build up to it.
That's when I'm Gene Okerlund and everything.
Yeah, it's like no, this is garbage. Glacier.
Ooh, good one.
Like, I remember they pumped in so much money into that, and he had a whole custom suit done, chest protector, face mask, and all that. Like, WCW like invested in him, and it was a dope entrance though. But like, you want to talk about a Sub-Zero knockoff? That was one.
Yeah, I think at the end of cause I was in the middle, but WCW in like 2000, they was just throwing any gimmick out there. I remember they had like a fake Backstreet Boys 1, 2, 3 count.
Dude, that shit was amazing. Who was it? It was
I know Kidman.
It was Shannon Moore,
Kidman, I think, was in there.
Billy Kidman. And who was the third one?
That remind me of Joey Napas.
Mean Street Posse.
I like Mean Street Posse.
Mean Street Posse was dope. I would love. I think it would be amazing to bring them back.
Now I like it.
I would definitely be open for that.
Cause you know who made the Mean Street Posse? It wasn't Shane or like Gas Pete. It was fucking King. Like King was making them on commentary, like, yeah, you know, they grew up on the mean streets of Greenwich, Connecticut. Like,
and
shit was
even some of the, I used to, and then the promos that they would cut when they were in Connecticut was like, it was also amazing.
And then Pat Patterson was always with them and stuff like that. And Briscoe, like Mean Street, that was like, Pat Patterson.
I always remember like when I used to watch like the '90s pay-per-view, he was like, they grew up on the mean streets of Greenwich, Connecticut. Like just that sentence is like hilarious with him and his fucking polo like sweater vest.
But you know, even with that, you know, I felt some type of way about it. Do you remember Chavo's gimmick when he came in as Kerwin White?
I remember. And Dolph Ziggler was the caddy.
Oh my god! Like I didn't even know how I felt about it.
And that theme song too was very. That was
like when Shelton Benjamin, remember he was the gold standard.
Yeah, Chavo came in, blonde hair,
everybody had
polo.
Crisis back in that era of WWE. They didn't know what was going on.
And it was bad because I remember at that brief moment they had a thing with Mexico. And it was, and Kerwin, you know, Chavo's gimmick at the time was basically like, he's just like, yes, I am Latino, but I am white. Oh. You know, I have to speak a certain way and I have to look down on minorities. And then you have fucking Mexico.
Basically, it's Vicky Guerrero's character now.
Like basically, like it's like, God, these Mexicans, they're landscapers. Like I felt some type of way about it. Like they literally came with coveralls.
And they was riding a lawnmower.
And a lawnmower.
With the Mexico.
And I remember they hooked it up and they made it like a lowrider.
I know what's the worst gimmick now. Remember Lord Sensei?
Ooh, that's a good one. Just because he came in with so much hype and then it just...
Well, the thing was because you would think it was worse, but when he was in New Japan at the time, he was huge.
That's what I'm saying. And it was like, yo...
It just didn't translate, but then I was just like, yo, that's Albert. Like, what are you trying to do?
Because he beat Cena the first night he came back. He beat Cena. So everybody was like, okay, this is Albert. And then he started losing. And then he started dancing.
Oh, no.
Somebody called my mama.
Do you remember? You remember TNA Curry Man?
Oh, yeah, I remember Curry Man. I just never got the whole shtick behind him. I knew it was... Don't do that dance. I don't think... Let me see. What was some bad gimmicks in TNA?
Now, for me, that was the most hilarious one.
Bad gimmicks.
But it stuck. Like, I still remember.
I'm trying to think. I know TNA had some bad... The thing about TNA, they didn't have bad gimmicks. They just, like, insulted the intelligence way too much. Like, I always remember that little Eric Young, Scott Hall, the band feud was just... Like, what are you guys doing? Like, he turned on Eric Young 1 week, and then... They beat him up 1 week, and then Eric Young was helping them the next week. Yeah. It was like...
I mean, that was very WCW booking right there. You had the show of all them guys over there, Russo.
Well, I thought they would learn from the damn mistakes. They're fucking...
Nah.
It's still amazing how TNA is still on. I mean, Impact, but you already know.
I know they just had their last... they had their pay-per-view, Rebellion.
Was that the one RVD and Sabu? Or that was United? I gotta see that match.
I see Gail Kim is gonna face Tessa. She's coming out of like retirement and stuff like that.
Tessa Blanchard.
Woo.
Legacy.
Just come over already.
Well, I mean, I don't know how awkward it'll still be with her and Ricochet. That'll be interesting.
Oh, he was with her before.
Yeah, they would. You know, there's some history between that.
So she wasn't the one and only.
Nah.
Yo, that's another thing. Fucking Ricochet. Fucking this new Power Ranger shit they got going off. I thought my TV was malfunctioning. Michael Cole was like, we get Ricochet. I was like, boom, boom. What the fuck?
I seen that.
Like, you don't need... Like, I know that was Vince McMahon. Like, you know what? He's Ricochet. Give me a little... Boom, boom. Like, it does nothing... Like, nothing adds to that, to Ricochet's character and mantra.
To be honest, I didn't even notice that. I didn't...
No, I noticed it like the second time around.
They was talking about that on Twitter from Raw and stuff.
Like the pew?
Yeah, the pew.
It's like, this is Ricochet.
It's like, why are you adding more extra shit to this that doesn't need to fucking happen? Like, they're always adding too much. Same thing with Neville. It was just like, oh, you know, how about we do this? Let's drop Adrian. That's one.
Number
two,
his name was so fire.
Adrian Neville. It was great. You know, and then we're gonna throw in a cape.
Shit, you lucky Vince didn't name him Nev.
I forgot they said somebody that was gonna.
Because they have a fucking hard on with shortening people's fucking names.
He gonna have a hard time with Walter. He be like, oh, damn.
Oh, Walt. There we go. Boom, $1 million idea. Let's make fucking t-shirts.
Yo, Walt.
There's
somebody that got called up too, and it was like, let me see. What's on that list? It was like somebody was like, he just can't wait.
You know the only person that I can think of that came back from actually having their entire name. Who? Remember Apollo Crews? That they just went Apollo. And
then the thing was, because of the shooting, they dropped out the Cruise right when that Cruise can't lose was starting to get.
Then it was just like, what are you doing?
Like soon as like
we're gonna name him Apollo.
It was starting to get over just a little bit, a little increment. We're gonna drop Cruise, and then you give it back to him like maybe a couple weeks. But the thing is, the dude that committed that crime, his name was CRUZ. It wasn't CREW. Like, who the hell was like, all right, he did it, I'm going to associate him with Apollo Crews. Those two were complete opposites of each other.
Like it's the fuckery that goes along.
That looked like a shareholder thing right there. Like,
nah, come on.
That's a common sense thing. Like, Crews and Crews. All right, yeah, you know what? I'm thinking the guy that did that, I'm thinking of Apollo Crews. We're not watching this. Like, there was no correlation between them. They don't look alike. They don't have the same name. Like that. Like I said, especially when Cruise Can't Lose was starting to
pick up some traction.
I think that was like the second or third week when they was like starting to get Cruise Can't Lose. And next week, it's Apollo.
Like, what? all I remember was literally looking at my Twitter feed, and it was just like, name change.
Apollo.
The last name got dropped, and it's like, it's like, honestly, it's a thing. It's like, if you have a full name, it's going to get dropped eventually. I remember when they did it with Aaron Rowan and Luke Harper. It was just like, Harper and Rowan.
You know who's going to get it too? I just looked at the list.
Who?
Buddy Murphy. He's going to be known as Buddy.
He's going to know.
Murphy?
He's going to be known as Bud.
Nah, I like Buddy.
Hey, Bud.
Buddy.
Hey, Bud.
You know what? I think it might be Michael Cole that's trying to like push him for like singler names because he can like get everything in.
No.
Buddy.
Andrade, and that's it. It's like...
no, I was telling my friend, she doesn't even watch wrestling. Because then I think she just saw like it. And I was like, yo, he really had a cool name. She was like, what was it? I was like, Andrade Cien Almas.
It was too ethnic. They was like, I can't roll my R's.
It's too much.
But that name was
Cien Armas.
Like, Vince, I can't come up with anything with Cien.
It's like, too late.
But that name too, that was like I said, you can't like all these names you get attached to, and Andrade Cien Almas was really fire. So when Johnny Gargano comes up, we got Johnny G.
Just John.
Like coming up from NXT, Johnny.
Yo,
here's Johnny.
Did you see how they botched it over at Progressive Field? So he was throwing the first pitch at an Indians game, and he's known as
WCW champion.
Yeah, because he's like he was the NXT Triple Crown Grand Slam winner, and they were just like WCW. You have one job. One fucking job.
Exactly why LeBron left again, Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland, they doing it. They just waiting for the Brown season. But any dark horses to win Money in the Bank you got? Hold up. Are they doing one Money in the Bank for each show, or are they doing one Money in the Bank for both? I haven't really...
Actually, they put out it could be a spoiler. They put out a little promotion picture, and it looks like the SmackDown or Raw guys on the same match.
Which I think it should be that way.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be that way, and if you get the Money in the Bank, you can like hop. I feel like if both brands put people into that match, that gives the winner the right to hop to whatever champion. Yes. So if you're a SmackDown, you just can't be related to a WWE W Championship match. Like if you get the Money in the Bank, you have the ability to hop.
I like Bayley for the women's.
Okay.
I go Sasha.
If Sasha wins, she's gonna lose. I'm saying it now, Sasha Banks, please don't come back to the WWE, because if you come back,
Wow.
They gonna break her. Like, you thought it was bad before. They gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna Money in the Bank.
Just capitalize, make it a top hit on Raw.
It's lost time.
They were like, oh yeah, we got you in the Money in the Bank, and they probably gonna make her lose the most stupidest way possible. Like, maybe the referee bumps into her, and
or maybe the table doesn't break this time.
She can't get out her deal. She just signed the new extension last year.
Yeah.
How long? Damn.
She put some money into it.
Yeah, like, so.
Oh, she better go and tour Snoop Dogg.
Come back as a heel.
Yeah, go and tour Snoop and come back to AEW. Cody be waiting.
Jericho already said that he doesn't want people from WWE coming over.
Saying that just to say that. It's just.
No, I mean, I think it's bullshit, but at the same time, I also get it.
Because you don't want to be known as the WWE knockoff show.
You don't want to have like those guys that completely go over. Over there and just be like, oh, he was in WWE, and the talent that they have over in AEW right now, it's like it's pretty good.
It's very fresh too.
It's very fresh, that's
you
definitely are gonna have to mix it in. Maybe throw some vets in there.
Damn Ambrose.
Any guys y'all see winning Money in the Bank?
I saw a good idea. I liked it. I haven't thought about this. They said if Elias wins, it turns into a little guitar case. I really like that idea. That idea was really dope. Like, I feel like that too. Like, wrestlers, if they win certain shit, their gimmicks and
it's like kind of like just do it your own.
Yeah, I don't know about the whole Monster in the Bank shit. That shit was. I lost track after that. After he won it, when he was like, "I'm the Monster in the Bank."
I'm still waiting for him to defend his Greatest Royal Rumble title. Whenever that may happen.
I think somebody from Raw is probably gonna win.
Drew?
Maybe.
Probably Drew.
I like Drew.
Yeah.
They got to do something with Drew now. Drew's got to do something. And the thing too with WWE, I kind of like how they do the Shakeup and then the Money in the Bank, because I feel like those two things set the.
It sets the tone off for the summer. That's
yeah.
what it is.
We always said like WWE should be booking they should be booking in quarters. If you come off from WrestleMania, do the Shakeup and Money in the Bank, that should lead you to SummerSlam. And then SummerSlam, go to Survivor Series. And I always say with Survivor Series, that 5-on-5 traditional brand warfare, whatever, the winning brand should get number 30 in the Royal Rumble, just so that show has something to build to the Rumble.
I think even with that, they should start off with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Like, they have to do something with that.
Yeah, it has to be a stake or something.
Because, I mean, that trophy, the name itself brings nothing to the table.
They should give them like 3 wishes. I feel like that would be like funny and kind of cute. Like, if you win, you get 3 wishes.
That can go sideways.
It could go sideways, but I would be like, you know what, that's fun. Because I think Bischoff or somebody in Bischoff's Royal Reign had like that. You got 2-3 wishes storyline. I think it was like Jericho Christian, and it was kind of funny.
What are you reading? Vince Russo's private diary? What
Give him something to do.
kind of shitty gimmick is that?
Wait,
not
do a Viagra pole match?
No, if you like win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, you get like three wishes. And you have to you can't like hold on to them for like the whole year. Maybe Money in the Bank or like SummerSlam. If you don't use them, you lose them. So you get 3 wishes.
Terrence, to stop.
Whatever. I'm trying to help these niggas.
we got more important matters to get through with the
Stop.
Before we get into some AEW news real quick, any matchups y'all want to see throughout the year from the brand?
I'm looking forward to Styles and Rollins. That's because they've been kept apart. I don't think they've maybe had like a tag match or two in like the house events, but they haven't had anything like on TV wise. Maybe the 5-on-5 just here and there, but other than that, I'm looking forward to that.
Anything from you, Chris?
Honestly, right now, no. There's a lot of moving pieces, so I really, it's one of those very few times. I'm not like fantasizing or booking right now, but I'm open. I'm kind of very curious to see what they do. There's a lot of talent on both sides. Mm-hmm. They can go in many different directions. But I'm still expecting good things to come out of SmackDown for sure.
What about you, Malcolm?
I guess I'm sort of in the same way with SmackDown, especially. Like, they have so many things they could play with, and they got Finn Balor, Andrade.
I was about to say, I'd like to see Buddy Murphy versus Andrade. I feel like they could shut that shit down.
Oh, yeah.
I think the IC title is going to be...
And it's funny how both belts, now the secondary belts on each brand, they both have the respective color. USA, red.
I mean, they got the respective champions too, like
with Joe and then Finn.
Yeah.
Finn should do, like I said, should be money on SmackDown. It depends. I'm pretty sure Gallows and Anderson still on their way out, right?
No.
They still
they resign.
They probably.
I would love to see them do the Ballet Club.
Yeah. This time with emphasis, because he was getting over last year when they started it, and then it just went right away. I think because of the Roman Reigns injury, but still, everybody was loving like a little snarky, cheeky Balor, like kind of like.
I love it.
Yeah, they should go for it, cause let's see, you got Brian, you got KO.
No, Brian's hurt.
No, but when he come back,
if he come back,
because I know that wasn't planned having Kevin Owens in that. I think that fast.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see how many heels is on like SmackDown.
Because I think they were already set on having him as a babyface.
Yeah, like Finn Balor could be a heel.
I would love to see that.
I don't know if they went a babyface like on. I don't know, Andrade. Like the Selena thing works very good with the heel thing.
Andrade's a good tweener. He
think
comes
he's
off
more,
as a heel, but his ring work is very facey.
You would think that it's tranquilo. But I know that they tried giving him the whole babyface look, especially down in NXT, and that wasn't getting over.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember, and it was just like, people are like really sleeping on this dude. Like, people don't know where he came from, what he's able to fucking do. So some people were like introduced as like Andrade, like, oh, who is this guy? But if you watch his old shit, back when you literally had like the old school OG, like he was definitely special.
Still is.
Andrade, he's a really good talent.
Los Ingobernables.
Some news got reported last week about AEW.
The news.
TV deal.
Okay. What we got?
The first shot.
It will be coming to Turner, AEW. The upfronts, people that don't know what the upfronts mean, it's like when every television network comes together and then they announce what shows are going to be on air for the fall, spring, or summer. And AEW is on TBS's, and they will be presented, I think, May 15th. It's around that time. So we'll get the full slate of what's going to happen there.
So right before Double or Nothing, we'll get something.
I can't wait, though. I can't wait to see their ratings.
But the big thing with that, the story's been getting out that they are buying their way in.
No,
but let me finish.
Okay.
Because it could be a strong possibility because it is a new brand. And if it is, that's not a problem. But if it's not, then people are reporting stuff that's not true, and that's been very spicy lately this year. There's been a lot of false journalism.
That's the WWE Stooges.
No, but not only. It's just been wrestling. I just been seeing everything. Like every company just been reporting a lot of fake news, and nobody could back up their sources.
But that is definitely fake news. They did not buy. They legit have a legit deal going on. And I don't know. I really don't know how, because I remember that those reports surfaced about a couple of weeks ago.
But the person that did report it was a credible source, though.
Say names.
This person actually
come see us. Full up.
Was it Vince Russo?
No. I'm talking about the person that reported this was outside of wrestling. They in TV.
But no, I don't believe that. I don't think they bought time.
You know what I think helped them too. Him being Dusty's son, especially them on the Turner Network, they know Dusty.
Because even Cody has come out and said, this is not a thing. So people need to stop listening to those reports.
But if it is a thing, and if they are lying about it, they shouldn't. Because somebody like TNT or TBS, they're not gonna we're gonna keep this on the low for you, because that's bad business for them to do that. So it's like if you're lying, don't lie about that, because it's gonna come out. It's not a wrestling thing. This is a business thing.
I think it's a mixture of both. I think it's him being
get the strap,
him having Dusty's ties, and I believe these people, they have shareholders, they have people searching up. They know that there's an interest in this AEW product. So I feel like if they're it's something new, we can. It might be the next the next biggest thing. So might as well like hitch our wheels to it. So I don't think they're paying. I think that is like completely fabricated.
Well, we're gonna see in a few weeks, but it is a dangerous thing if people are just throwing out information that's not true or not, and then with not even with wrestling journalism, they don't have nobody to back this story up. You got somebody like David Milser just throwing out these crazy ass storylines and stuff like the stuff he was talking about with Roman Reigns.
What are you talking about, Roman?
About if you don't know if you really have cancer or not, if it's a work. And it's like you have nothing to back this up. And it's dangerous because there's a lot of people that watch your platform and they are going off of this and they...
That's a big line to step. You talking about your cancer is a work. I can see if like your flu is a work, but you talking about cancer. This
is way different from sports where you always have somebody that's going to back it up. And if it's wrong, they're gonna get your ass for that. People are just swinging this everywhere. So they got to... Like, people just got to be more careful what they saying about certain things in wrestling.
You hear that?
Same thing with the Sasha and Luke Harper situation. I don't know what's happening backstage. It's just everybody's throwing out their little theories and don't really know what's happening.
That's true. Listen to Malcolm, people. Don't be throwing out. If you don't got the sources, if you're not WWE, if you're not Vince.
Especially from a business angle. Like, this stuff is going to get out soon. Number-wise, you're not going to hide numbers. You can't fabricate this like WrestleMania numbers. Like, this is getting out because TNT is a part of this and Turner as a whole. So
I also feel sometimes, especially when it comes to professional wrestling, if you want something to be out, it's gonna be out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just my thing. But when I heard about that whole AEW thing and how they purchased their own time to kind of get in, I was like, that's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
But it wouldn't be crazy because it's their first time coming in. TNA had to do the same thing when they first came in.
I think if they were to do something like that, especially to kind of get the slot that they're going to come in midweek, prime time, there's no way. Like, you got to put in some huge money. Them starting off as a company, you're already putting yourself in a hole by you doing that.
Yeah,
I can get if this was true that you're trying to promote it, but there's no way. It's complete bullshit. As soon as I heard about that, I'm like, no.
Which is a dangerous thing. I hope they're not lying about it because they would put themselves in a crazy hole because you didn't deliver ratings yet. So
yeah,
you'll be missing the bar there.
It's fake news.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, it would be like real news if it was like that Global Force Wrestling somehow snuck their way into like a TV. Like, it was like Jeff Jarrett, like, we on Tuesday nights at them. Like, hold up, nah, somebody been paying under the table.
Like, easy there, partner.
They were like Global. I think they still trying to sell that taping.
Good luck with that shit.
Yo, Jeff Jarrett, I love you, but nobody buying that shit.
Shit is dookie.
WWE's been posting up a video of every WWE champion, from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Any of y'all favorite runs or favorite champions?
I want to say my guy, my personal GOAT. I don't care what you're saying. I love Triple H. I love the cerebral assassin. Like, his whole character is my favorite. Like, I was looking at a picture today, like Triple H with the championship with Stephanie on his side and DX on the back.
My time era.
Yeah,
which is my favorite interest by him.
That is probably like my favorite Triple H of all time. Like, he had the championship, he had the girls, he had his boys, and he was that nigga.
Before he got any big injuries,
yeah,
he was on top of his game. He was calling matches with him and The Rock. They went through all those matches in 2000.
I think say like the normal like the Rocks and the Shawn Michaels. I think Eddie Guerrero was probably one of my favorite WWE championship, just because that was back before I looked up like with kayfabe. Like, back when it was still real to me, damn it. Like, back then, so Eddie Guerrero winning it was good, and then Cena, his first run as like Thugonomics was probably one of my favorite.
I had to think about it. Like, I was gonna first say The Rock or Stone Cold, but then I thought like The Rock. Mm-hmm. I think the best thing that I liked about The Rock, he didn't need the belt. He could be the chaser.
The Rock made the belt look good.
Yeah, but he was like the man regardless.
He made the people's belt.
He made that belt look good. Fucking Versace.
Like, with the belt or not, he was the Rock. Like, Austin, his character was like, I need the belt. I'm not the man without the belt.
True.
And like, Triple H was a great heel. He's the man. Like, he played a good heel as being the championship, but it was not burying time when he did that in 2000. Like, it came off good. The Rock had the belt as well. Kurt Angle, a couple of guys in 2000 had the belt, but my favorite WWE champion is probably John Cena.
Which reign?
I'll say
Military Salute, or back when he was My Time Is Now.
He's like the spinner.
Yeah, it was around 06, 07. Wow. when he was putting in some real good matches with like Umaga.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was going down with Umaga and him. They really had like a thing going on.
Oh my god.
Who else I want to say like a honorable mention? My man Chris Jericho. Like when I got into wrestling,
Undisputed.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Right. That's when I real like the time era when I got into wrestling. He just won it because I always remember the first show I watched. I got to look that up on the network. It was a promo him sitting by the pool and he had both of the belts, and I was like, "Ooh!"
That's when he was like, "I beat The Rock and Stone Cold in one night."
And Jericho, I don't think if they could have picked somebody, he just looked like a great undisputed champion, especially now knowing the fact. Because growing up, I didn't know he was in WCW, so it kind of was like a nice little tip in the hat that a WCW wrestler that went to WWE won both of the belts the first time they had it. So I thought that was pretty cool.
How about you, Chris?
For me, the one that stuck out was actually Bret Hart. 97. This was right before he left.
Before he signed your jacket. We love you, Bret.
Nah, this was actually this was right at the time where we got heel Bret, and he had some really good matches with Stone Cold, and then he was involved. You had the Hart Foundation, you had the Bulldog, you had Owen, you had Brian Pillman. It was anti-fuck America, and then anytime they had those shows in Canada, it was like.
A hero's welcome.
It was a hero's welcome, and I thought I would want to definitely say that was Bret's best work.
That's kind of cool because he was trashing America.
He was trashing America, and sometimes you do that, and even when you go to your home country, it's never the same, or sometimes even your own state. Mm-hmm. But it played well, so good. You went to Canada, and it was like, heroes welcome every time he was at the airport. Or, you went to the arenas, and all you saw was Canadian flags all over the place. And he was getting like the crazy pops, as opposed to, it's like, you have Babyface here in America, but you go to Canada and you're getting booed. So it was kind of like,
being Bailey'd.
Yeah.
Speaking of Bret Hart, I know Chris watched it. He was Dark Side of the Ring. They did like a little documentary on past wrestlers, and then they brought up the Screwjob episode.
The Montreal Screwjob?
Mm-hmm. And now Russo and Cornette had been debating who came up with it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so they said that it was a work.
No. That was
who came up with the idea to screw
Yeah, to Vince. Who came up.
Ooh.
So they was going back and forth on the episode, like which one presented it to Vince. Like they still beefing 20 years later. They also said...
No, that's a whole different kind of beef.
Yeah.
That's some
beef.
This
was like worse than anything you can imagine. Vince Russo and Jim Cornette, that's possibly the best unspoken wrestling rivalry.
Put that hell in the cell.
The reason I brought it up because Earl Hebner has said now recently that Bret knew about this the whole time, that this was a work.
No.
And they show like a camera that zooms in and it shows like
him being told of it?
Like, he's expecting it to happen, and this stuff doesn't happen. Like, basically, Vince doesn't allow stuff like that to happen, like, to be shown without his approval.
I think the way it was he knew he was going to get screwed somehow.
Yeah, he talks about that, but he talks about, like, how, like, Bret really knew, like, that was going to happen, like.
I don't know.
Like, this was planned. Not like, I knew it was going to happen, they're going to fuck me. Like, this was planned.
I don't know. I think... because that really was Bret's last appearance, and then him not even around for 9 to 10 years for him to come back, unless you really want to talk about long-term booking.
Yeah. I would say no, because like he always said, like when the bell rang, he always tried to grab Shawn's foot, and even when you watched, like you could really see him, like what the hell happened. Yeah. Like, what's going on over here?
They even show him, like, Shawn was doing the sharpshooter wrong. And, like, he placed Shawn's leg right to do the sharpshooter because he was doing it wrong.
Because Bret he's a perfectionist.
So you gotta remember, there was also another documentary that
Wrestling?
was...
Oh, yeah, Shadows.
The Shadows. Like, that was a real one. Because that was the first one that I remember seeing originally.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there was a big discussion, like, leading up to Survivor Series on how... Bret's last couple of weeks in the company was going to go down how he wanted to lose the belt. And, you know, Alundra Blaze, you know, she
ruined it for everybody.
She set precedent. So Vince was like, I'm not having someone trash my title at another show.
My main title.
I don't exactly like the company's title. So like, you don't know what's gonna happen. He can say, I'm gonna do this the right way, but you just never know. So that whole thing that it was a work, I refuse to believe that.
Scott Hall says it was a work. He was 100% said it's a work.
How he should
he was going crazy about it on the episode. He was like, he said there's no way that they you know, shit it on Brett like that. He knew all about it. It was a work. He said a couple of guys in the locker room think the same thing that was around that era. Think it was a work.
I don't think so. I refuse. Honestly, I really, really refuse to believe that. It's one of those very few things in wrestling that I refuse to, you know, to say that was a work.
Yeah, just because it was like lightning in the bottle. It was like the perfect storm all over. Like you said, Brett's last match.
Yeah, that was
hometown.
There was nothing.
Not dropping it to Sean. It was like, hell no.
Like I don't believe them, but it was just interesting to see how people was like coming on and really telling a side of the story. How
that really was the perfect storm. They didn't make a movie about the Montreal Screwjob. I'll watch that.
They did. They made a porn version actually of it. They actually did.
Not the porn. I need like a good.
It's
version.
called the Montreal Screwjob. So if you guys are interested, it's probably out there.
Give me like Benedict Cumberland. Give me like some hot, like yo. If they really make a movie called a Montreal Screwjob, that like, especially if Vince McMahon, maybe on his deathbed. Like,
well, I know they actually were making some sort of a documentary movie about Vince. I don't know when that's coming out. I know that was something that was in the works. I don't know if they canceled it. I don't know.
They actually said a film was going to be made of Vince.
Oh, Vince McMahon.
Bradley Cooper is actually supposed to play.
Yeah.
Now Vince McMahon, he is a movie. He's a whole HBO series. Fucking wrestling. He almost went to jail.
A couple of times.
What
He got punched by Bret Hart.
And I think I just read like a few weeks ago, like during that case, like that's when Linda found out he was cheating on her.
Like really, Linda? Really?
Nah, like she didn't know like he was having an affair until like some lady, I think they called her to a stand and she had to like testify like they had like an affair and like so Linda had no clue about what was going on until she was in the courtroom.
She stayed though.
Yeah, she stayed. She saw that bag. You leaving that WWE bag?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody leaving that bag. Once you a McMahon, you in for life.
For life.
For life.
I don't think nobody ever left.
Nobody's been. You see Triple H? Triple H was like, hold up, she like me?
Oh.
Stephanie like me? Like, you want to get married? He was like, hold up, y'all could go. Y'all could be in the Indies. I'll be right here with Vince.
I get to be in Gorilla?
Triple H, that's why I say he is the game. He saw Stephanie, saw that loop, saw that legend, that
long-term booking.
He saw that long-term booking.
Sean put the battery in his back.
Val Venus was like, yo, Trip, I'm heading out the door. You coming? Like, nah, I got a wife, got my father-in-law here. Like, I'm gonna stay in Titan Towers. Like, I got an office now. Like,
I mean, he's from Connecticut. It all ties in.
Yeah, it all worked out.
No, it was a good. Any last things? Any things you want to promote? Any things you guys about to get into this weekend?
Sleep. Chill week.
Sleep weekend. Me and Outsiders will be shooting the Avengers Endgame vlog tomorrow. Looking forward to that. It's gonna be lit. Don't spoil the Endgame, guys. Chris seen it. I'm seeing it next. Malcolm, when you seen it?
Probably this weekend.
All right, you have to see it this weekend because I think if I didn't see it this weekend, I'll go crazy. Like I have to at least see it. I want to see it today, but not too many people could go. I have to see it tomorrow.
I know some people who have been following me on the gram personally. I've thrown some spoilers, not so much spoilers, but some
I was
hints.
gonna do some dick shit today. I was gonna be like Captain Marvel died, like on my Instagram story and like JK.
No. Some people have been dicks and actually just thrown out some spoilers out there. I've thrown some stuff out there that if you've seen the movie, you like, oh, I get it.
Catch on.
But if you don't see the movie, my hints makes no sense.
It's crazy. I've been all on the timeline. I haven't seen no spoilers. I guess because like I'm gonna see it, but I'm not like crazy about going seeing it.
No, I'm crazy about this MCU.
I'm not treating this like how I'm treating Games of Thrones. Well, I'm avoiding.
If you guys want some spoilers, guess what? There's no after credits, no there ain't no type of during credit scenes.
So it's the only Marvel movie after it's over you can leave?
You can leave. This is the first time.
It
So
is
just
that
letting you
game.
know, you guys can leave after fucking credits
It
are
is the
done.
end game. Damn.
It's the go home show.
Yeah, it's the go home show. But yeah, thank you guys. Episode 3 is in the books.
We out.
Teddy Lucid signing off.
Money Mouth.
And Chris?
We out, guys. Catch you episode 4.
Boop,
Peace.
boop.